What's happening, everybody? Welcome to another Thursday night. Ooh, did you see that plane go by just then, Teddy?
No, I didn't see anything.
I saw a plane just go by. I
I didn't
swear.
see nothing.
Look here. Welcome to an all new Road Trip After Hours. I'm your host, Mag Davis, and with me each and every single week, my tag team partner, WWE Hall of Famer, Mr. Teddy Long. Hey, Teddy.
Hey, good to see you again, and happy holidays to you, man. You had a great Thanksgiving?
I did. I enjoyed Thanksgiving. We didn't do a whole lot. We were on the air last week on Thanksgiving. Yeah, it was just the wife and I. So we went to Cracker Barrel and had our deal there. But now, between the last time we talked and now, though, Teddy, Survivor Series took place. Did you have a chance to see any of Survivor Series? I know you're going most of the weekend, so
No, I didn't see any of it.
look here.
Did I miss anything?
No, not really. Here's my problem, and everybody who's in the room right now, welcome into the room. You become part of the show. Simply just leave us a comment. We'll throw it up on the screen. You don't have to do any super chats. Not going to cost you any money. It's absolutely free. Just join in the conversation. That's all we ask. But during Survivor Series, and those of you who are watching, I'd love to know your thoughts on Survivor Series. But Teddy, I got to see not just Survivor Series, but I got to see Blood and Guts from AEW, I guess it was a week, maybe 2 weeks before. And AEW put on a much better product when it came to a 2-cage ring action, using the cage, blood, the things you expect in that type of match, you got. Whereas when you got WWE, you got a little bit of color on one person. I'm trying to remember who it was. I can't even remember, but it wasn't much. You know, it was nothing like what we recall back in the early days of wrestling. When you saw cage matches, they meant something, and you expected to see blood. So just on that alone, I enjoyed AEW's product much better, 10 times better than what I got out of WWE. And during WWE Survivor Series, you've got the 5 guys, whatever it was, in the ring at the end of the night versus, there's the faces and the heels. The faces now, as War Games is getting ready to begin, they have beat up their opponents. They're all on the ground, just laying down. You're waiting for one more guy to come out, and that's Brock Lesnar. And you know you're going to have to fight when Brock comes out. So you got your guys on the ground. So you're just going to keep them there, right? That's what most people would do. You would keep them on the ground. For the first time ever that I have seen any type of a War Games match, they started Jey Uso's music again so we could do a yeet for the next couple of minutes before Brock came out. They forgot they had anybody on the ground. They just started getting the fans to sing along with the yeet in the middle of a War Games match. Teddy, I know you're old school, and I know you love today and yesterday's wrestling just as much, but does that make any sense to you whatsoever?
I've had the opportunity to see a lot of stuff that has been happening with them, and none of it has really made any sense. My thing is this: I just think that they got so much. It's just too much wrestling, and they're trying to do something with everybody, and you can't do that. You got to get a select number of people that you're going to feature, that you're going to do something with, and those are the people you're going to have to work with. You can't make everybody a star. And so like I said, I think it's just too much. And if they would kind of settle down a little bit and kind of think some of these things out before they do them, I think they would come across a lot better.
I can understand that you're trying to entertain the fans, but at the same time, you're trying to tell me that this big match that, you've got these major names on both sides of the ring in a 2-ring caged match, and you're going to stop in the middle of it and dance from the top of the cage and in the turnbuckles with the fans while the guys you're supposed to be wrestling are getting the chance to get their breath back.
Hey, man, it says right on the marquee, WWE, World Wrestling Entertainment.
That
Okay.
was a bad mistake. I'm sorry, whoever's decision that was, it was a complete idiotic mistake. It took me completely out of it. Just even though I'm trying my best to, watch it as a fan, I was insulted as a fan that I'm supposed to believe that for a couple minutes they're eating that everything is, that's what you're supposed to do.
And that's the other thing too. I really kind of think a little bit there. I think right now there's not a whole lot of concern for the fans. And I just see that for some reason. I don't know why, but it just like that they like they don't exist anymore. Well, we gonna make it whether you guys support us or not. No, you will not make it if you don't have fan support. So I just think, like I said, it's just a whole lot going on, and until they get somebody kind of get things under control, I don't know what to say about them.
Well, they got to do something because it's not just that, but I mean, now we've got John Cena. Here he is coming up on his final match, and I think it's a week from this Saturday, if I'm not mistaken, his final match. Now, we still don't know as of now who he's going to be facing when he goes into that final match. Because right now we have two more guys that have to go head to head, and that's Gunther and LA Knight.
Mm-hmm.
Teddy, I don't care who it is. Either one makes no difference to me because at this point, I feel like neither one is worthy of a final match with John Cena. That's no disrespect to either one of those guys, but I expected something much better than that on John Cena's last match. And not just the person he will be wrestling, but also there is no buildup. You get to this coming Monday, we'll find out who it is who in 6 days will be facing John Cena, on Saturday night's main event. There's no buildup. There's no heat. He doesn't know who it's going to be. There's no big time feel to his last match. Am I missing something?
No, I don't think you are, and I think just me knowing the wrestling business. I think Cena knows what time it is, so just take whoever they put you in there with, man. Do whatever needs to be done, and you're out.
He can't change what's happening, and I honestly
Oh,
believe that.
no, he don't have the power to change what's happening. He could if there was a different person in power,
Yeah,
but he
yeah.
don't. Not with who's in power now. He can't change nothing.
No, and it's unfortunate because they had an opportunity to really do something big with John Cena over this last year, and it's just been a mess from the get-go. They didn't know if he wanted to be a heel or if he's going to be a face. He did whatever
Well,
they asked him to do, and he
that
did the best with it.
Well, that's how sometimes TV they try and do a thing back in the day they call bury you on TV, and so
Yep.
you got to look out for that too, and that's still happening. So, but a lot of talent today they don't know that from the olden days. So, but I see it, and a lot of guys that it's happening to, like Cena, he sees it. So you understand? I think he knows he's doing the right thing. Congratulations to him. He's got a good deal, I guess now. In Hollywood where he can start doing some movies and doing some other stuff. And that's great. He's got that to fall back on. So there might be a little jealousy there too.
And it's sad because here's a guy who represented your company just as well as any of the other bigger stars like Hulk Hogan and other people. He was a big name for your company. Wouldn't you want him to go out looking like the guy that you always portrayed him to be and not something less? It makes
Brother,
no sense.
I don't know, and I hope I'm not wrong, but if it was Vince in charge, he would have the biggest send off you have ever
Yes,
seen in your life.
I
Vince would
believe that.
make that the biggest build up, you know what I mean? He would make it mean something. When you saw John Cena for the last time, you're gonna remember when you walked out of that arena, I saw something tonight that's gonna stick with me for the rest of my life.
Yes.
John Cena meant something to us. You know
I
what
mean,
I
think
mean?
about it.
That's the feel you're gonna have.
And think about it. Now you're going to go to that last match, and whether he wins or loses, his opponent's going to be either Gunther or LA Knight. I'm not sure it helps them
It
that
doesn't
much
do
at all.
it doesn't do anything for him because they're not beating him.
No.
If they were beating him, I mean, well, I don't know. We don't know. We never know
Yeah.
here.
Oh
But
yeah.
if they were going over on him, then you know what I mean. That would certainly help him. But them by coming in, and putting him over for his last match, that doesn't do anything. It makes them whoever that is. They did business and they're a gentleman.
I still wonder on Saturday night's main event. I feel like that's a feel good moment that you would expect would be a feel good moment when it happens, Teddy. When he finally hears the bell at the end of the match. whether he's, looking at the lights or if his hand's getting raised, I tend to believe they're going to raise his hand because I think that's what Saturday night's main event they're going to want. They're going to want that good feel. So that means that he would have to beat either Gunther or LA Knight. So the story means nothing. The opponent meant nothing. It's just a way for him just to quietly go away.
Yeah.
Jesus. All right, let's see. Pee Wee, I've been reading your stuff in here, buddy. Let me tell you what happened. There's been a couple of people who have reached out to me and told me that they did not get their shirts. So I've resent the shirts, but the only problem, Pee Wee, with yours is that that size I no longer have. I sent you the only 4X we had. So what we're doing, we are getting some hats made, and when those hats, that way it doesn't matter, what size you are, it'll fit. So
thank you for reminding everybody too. Yeah, we're gonna get some hats with the Road Trip After Hours logo. Mac and Teddy will be on there too, and I'm working on them right now, so we're gonna have those pretty soon, and so we'll be able to to take care of people.
Yeah, and so that'll be the only one I'm missing out. Everybody else, everything's been resent. So if you have a problem after a few more days, call and let me know or send me an email. It's not surprising. I've had issues here before, and I live in a little small cow town, as Teddy can tell you. No offense to the people. God, I'm gonna get banished from the community now. No, I love it here. I love it here.
Population 75. About 75 people live there.
It's a quiet town, and I love it that way. All right, so let's see. So
I can't make any noise. There's nobody there.
Yeah, that's true. But I can see the stars at night when it's starry outside. That's something I do enjoy. Let's see. What do we have here? Plot Twist Jones popping in. Hey guys, what's going on? Hope all is well. We hope the same for you, Plot Twist.
Thank you, Plot.
Let's see here. I knew he'd be in here somewhere. Zach Minger, this National Cookie Day. Teddy,
I've just about had it with you, Zach. Okay, every time you come in every week is about some stuff that make you fat. I don't want to know nothing about National Cookie Day.
By the way, Plot Twist Jones did say he was the same plane flying around there as well. We were talking about planes early, so
okay.
You understand now, Teddy. Teddy's got a thing with glaucoma, so he has to try to fix that issue.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm not sure what he's referring to, but well said, Teddy. I guess he was talking about when we were talking about today's wrestling and John Cena.
Yes.
And Pat Rose saying, "Hey, Pat."
That's where I was looking there to see. Yeah, God, Pat, good to hear from you, my man. God to see you, man. Happy holidays to you, Pat. Pat Rose.
His son is been doing some wrestling too. I've seen him. That's a big boy. Ooh-wee.
Okay, all right. Well, if he took after his daddy, he's gonna be tough.
Yeah. He looks like his dad. He's got his dad that's been teaching him all along the way, and not only that, his son, Pat. See, you may think I don't keep up with you, but I do. His son is also in a band, or he plays with bands. He's really good. He's really, really good.
Good with Pat checking in with us, man. Thank you so much, and tell your son congratulations and good luck to him with whatever he's gonna do, and maybe somewhere we can get together. We'll see each other down the road somewhere. But stick with us and give Mac your number and stuff, man. We'd maybe like to have you here on the podcast and talk about your son.
We've Pat knows how to get in touch with me, and I'm sure if he wants to, send me a message in the messenger, and we'll take care of things. Pat's a good guy. I've known Pat for years.
Oh God, I was putting up the ring, taking the ring down.
Yeah, man. Curly Man popping in the room saying, "Hey, Teddy and Mac."
Hello, Curly Man.
Look at this one here now. We've got Money Mac in here saying, "Hello, gentlemen, coming to you from San Francisco, California, in the Bay Area."
Hey, thanks a lot. We appreciate that. Watching us way out in LA.
Where was it? We had one where was it? Yes, last week, Teddy. It was
it was out of the country.
It was in the Philippines.
Something like that. Yeah, Philippines.
Yeah, guys, let us know where you're watching from too, because that surprised me to hear some of those when we heard them. Look here, Nick is in the room. Nick, he knows I reached out to him this week. They need to bring in Edge. Yes, Nick, I totally agree. That's the only thing that makes sense to me for a final match with John Cena. If that's a possibility, it should be Edge. I've seen Chris Jericho lately, and he's looking like he's been in the gym and lost a lot of weight. I'm not sure what the latest is with Chris, but that would be another one that would be interesting. But then again, Chris Jericho is one of those guys where you could build that up and make it so hot, but you don't allow him the time to do it. That's, again, I think it's a mistake that you don't have something to build to a huge, big time fight feel.
That's why it's not done, because it needs to be done.
Well, there you go. I'll do something different to you. Let's see. Pee Wee, what up, Teddy? What up, Mac or Mad Mac? Good to see you in here, man.
What's up, Pee Wee?
Let's see. What else we got here? We got a lot of you in here. Money Mac saying, how about Joe Hendry versus John Cena for Cena's last match?
I like Joe Hendry, but I don't think I don't think Joe Hendry is ready for that yet.
No, and I don't want anything negative to get rubbed off on Joe Hendry if he ended up beating Cena or something, because that could have hurt him. I think if fans are really upset, they might hold that grudge that he put John Cena out in his last match. Fans can be that way sometimes.
I don't think it's so much as that. I just think this, I mean, I don't know, you know what I mean? It just doesn't have the feel to me. You know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with Hendry. Golly, what a great guy, and can certainly work his butt off in the ring. But it's just that, to me, it just that doesn't work for me.
Yeah, and speaking of Joe Hendry, in our mailbag this week, there's a question about that. So let's get that open up.
Letters, oh, we get letters. We get your letters every day. Mailman, mailman, mail today. Reach right in and pull one out. Those letters, I love those letters. Let's find out what you got to say.
Oh boy!
Mailman, mail today.
Okay, he was asking about Joe Hendry a moment ago, who, of course, was recently with TNA until he just joined WWE. And so our question coming in from Kemper in Colorado, he's asking, what are your thoughts on TNA getting a TV deal with AMC Network for Thursday Night Impact? And Teddy, if you haven't heard, they have got a new home for TNA now, and that is going to be on the AMC network. It's going to be on Thursday nights. I'm not sure if it's going to be live or if it'll be pre-recorded and presented. So I'm not sure about that, but it almost doubles their current possible viewers on cable. So that's good news for them.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Congratulations to them. I mean, anytime you can get a TV deal, that's good stuff.
Yeah.
And if they're, like you say, on a great network there that they're going to be on, so congratulations to them, man. They're making progress. Hopefully, when they get on this new TV and stuff, they'll do things right, and maybe they'll go from there.
Nick Patrick popping in and is confirming he can be with us next Thursday night. So, Nick, we look forward to having Nick Patrick on the show next Thursday night, unless something happens, Joe, and I understand something has to change, but we plan on seeing you next Thursday night, and that'll be a lot of fun. What's that name again, Teddy? What's that?
Glico Beak.
Glico Beak. We're going to have to talk about Glico Beak when we... let's see. Tim Woody. Oh, Tim Woody. No, wait, hold on. Tim Woody, where'd you go? Tim, I think I may have just got rid of you by accident, and I didn't mean to. But Tim Woody was in here. God, he's in West Virginia is what he was telling me.
Well, Tim Woody is the guy that's behind the big thing there in Winston-Salem every year, WrestleCade. So Tim Woody is one of those guys. So and Tim, he was a worker back in the day, if a lot of people may remember. But Tim has had some problems, issues a little bit, but I think his health is I think he's doing real good now. And then, so he's coming back around. So Tim, if you can get back in here, man, we'd like to holler at you.
Yeah, man, I'm sorry that every once in a while I get double click on something and it'll just disappear, and I guess I delete it, and I don't mean to. But Tim, yeah, I know Tim very well. Tim has been in the hospital off and on over the last couple of years. He's had a rough go of it, but he keeps kicking and fighting, and that's the thing. As long as he keeps kicking and waking up every day, I'm sure he's happy along with everybody else in that family.
Right.
But Tim's a good guy, and yeah, the first time we met him was God, what was that, about 3-4 years ago when I first met him? That was in North Carolina. Were you there for the same thing you went for just recently?
Yeah, WrestleGate.
Yeah, WrestleGate. All right, let's see. Ty is his son. Pat Rose's son's name is Ty. And Ty Rose is saying, "Hey guys, good to see you in here, Ty."
Hey, good to see you, Todd, man, and congratulations to you. And you got a great dad, man. Me and him worked back in the day, many years. So your father's outstanding, man, and you just keep up the good work.
You know, Pat does a show. I think he was up until recently, maybe not now. I'm not sure, but it was a fishing show, and he would talk about fishing. And I think he went out in the boats and stuff like that, and really cool stuff. So he's a really cool guy. Al in Detroit, Teddy. I'm trying to read ahead of this a little bit. Okay, Teddy, can you compare the old NWA Jim Crockett days of wrestling to today's environment when it comes to partying?
Comes to partying?
Yeah, I guess he means like what was partying like back in the days of the NWA versus how it is today.
Well, that's a question I can't answer because I don't party. And I did a little bit back in the day, but golly, I quit partying maybe over 20 some years ago. I hadn't had a drink of alcohol in 20 years. So
well, let me ask you this, Teddy. Because I'm trying to figure out what he's actually asking, but I'm thinking that maybe back in the NWA, it was probably more prevalent. Maybe I should say that maybe you saw it more then than you do today.
I don't think guys do it anymore. I'm not in the mix anymore, but I don't really think guys hang out and drink at the bars like they used to do back in the day. I don't think I don't think guys do that anymore.
Yeah, a lot of
people, a lot of guys you see now where out there, when they take off, you got to drive to another town or however you got to do it, but they go to their hotel rooms. Everybody's gone. There ain't no bar hanging out no more. Sometimes you'll see a lot of guys like when the first night we come in for the show, maybe TV, like other guys will be at the bar downstairs then that night before Monday Night Raw or something. But after that, I think that's about it.
Yeah. Well, you're not there that. Yeah. Easy for me to say. You're not there that long anyhow.
Yeah.
I mean, you're in and out. So you're trying to get a lot of things done in a short amount of time. And if you have that free time, you're lucky, I would imagine.
Yeah, that's right.
You'd rather be asleep in most cases.
Yeah.
Let's see. We got time for another one here. Yeah, okay. Gene the farting machine.
Well, I only seen one guy was a fart machine, and that was Peter Griffin from Family Guy.
Hey, let me ask you, you've been in the car with a lot of people over the years.
Oh, come on.
There's got to be somebody that was like, I will never ride with them again because all they do is just fart.
Oh, God, man. Well, I mean, a lot of guys did it for the hell of it. And a lot of guys, they say, man, excuse me, man, I'm gonna let the window down, but I got that blow on. And but some guy wouldn't tell you now. Oh, Bradshaw, he was the worst. He wouldn't tell you nothing, and all of a sudden you start smelling this stink, and then you look at him, and then he's looking back to what? What? like he don't even know what's going on. Oh, Bradshaw, yeah, there you go. He was the worst.
Look here. Here's the thing too. A lot of the guys that are in wrestling, there's a lot of protein drinks and stuff. Guys eating protein bars.
Ooh.
But when those things come out the other end, they can stink really bad.
They are horrible.
Yes. I know that's probably more than y'all want to hear about tonight, but it's the truth. See, Renee Adams is popping in here. I got again added to block. I'm not trying to block anybody. Renee Adams just popped in though, and she said hello again. I got rid of her.
Well, she's a worker, Renee. She does a lot of stuff, man. Great worker. I had a chance to work with her.
All right, so I got to get back to Gene the farting machine. That's a hell of a name.
Yeah, are you sure you weren't in that cloud?
Yeah, I think that plane flew through here. Let's see. Yeah. This is a good question, though, Teddy. You got to think about this one now. So, really think about this. You get to erase one moment in your wrestling career, any moment. What is it and why?
You said get to erase?
You get to erase. You get to.
Okay.
It never happened.
I'd like to erase ever having to work under the guidance of John Laurinaitis.
You would like to change that and erase that
I'd
forever.
like to erase that out completely out of my life. And there's some other people too I'd like to erase too, but I ain't going into all that. But he
No.
was the worst.
And look, most people who are watching, you've seen enough stories, other people saying very similar things. After you hear it so many times from so many different people, there's no mistake in my mind that something wasn't right backstage. And
Well,
anytime you hear anybody say anything, they're speaking truth.
maybe a lot of people, I don't know whether they follow Maven or not, but Maven has a podcast now that he's doing, and I've been watching that. And he just finished talking to Mike Chioda, and they were talking about how the referees get paid. And if you find that, play that, and let Mike Chioda tell you what Laurinaitis did to him, a guy that's been in this business over 30 some years and didn't want to give him a raise. You know what I mean? And then took him. I'd rather let you watch it, let Mike Chioda tell you himself.
Yeah, in fact, I have seen that. I saw it just yesterday, I guess it was. So if you have not seen that, pull that up. It's very interesting when you hear those stories, especially because when I hear him say that, and that's the reason I brought that up, is that when I heard him say that, I'm hearing Teddy too, because I've heard stories just like that from Teddy. I've heard stories just like that from other people, not people I would even mention right now because they didn't say so.
Yeah.
But the fact is that I know that it's a repetitive pattern when it comes to him and a lot of people that worked behind the scenes, both male and female, for that matter, who felt they were disrespected backstage by that individual. Let's see what we got here. We have Plot Twist Jones saying, Teddy, I once asked about Brad Maddox getting fired after a promo. Dutch reminded me, and JBL retold the story. He called us pricks. I was in the crowd. Were you there? Do you understand what that is?
No, I don't really understand what he's talking about. Brad Maddox was just horrible.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm just telling you my opinion. Okay. Brad Maddox, Vince took a liking, I guess, to him and tried to, give him a break. But to me, he was horrible.
Let's see. Nick Patrick saying, excellent erase, Teddy.
Yeah. See?
I'm telling you.
See?
More people would agree with Teddy than disagree. I promise you that.
Well,
Teddy,
we don't have no reason to lie on nobody. You know what I mean? I'm going to tell you the truth and tell you just like it is. Like I said, Laurinaitis is just a name. There's some I could call, that you probably wouldn't even believe, but I'm going to leave that alone for now.
Yeah. Speaking of which, I need to talk to you about something soon, Teddy. By the way, you've sent me something. You tell me about the Abdullah the Butcher event. There's something coming up that
it's January 9th and the 10th. If you could find it, it has the location and everything. But it's here in Atlanta, Georgia. We're gonna try to, Abdullah's been under the weather a little bit, been in the hospital and stuff, so he's kind of recovering. So we're gonna do a deal for him, and try to get some stuff with Abdullah. He's a great guy, and I feel like he deserves whatever we can do for him.
Yeah, and it's on Saturday, January 10th. It's an annual black tie, purple carpet birthday celebration and awards banquet. It's at the Prince Hall Grand Lodge. That's on the Old National Highway in Riverdale, Georgia. Tickets are available as well. And I'm trying to see if there is an address here or a link to go to, and I don't see one. So just look up Abdullah the Butcher on Facebook. You'll find him, and they'll have more information there.
And I'll be sharing the information too, and because I'm going to be a part of it. Ron Simmons is going to be there. He's going to be a part of it. So we'll certainly be sharing the information too. We'll be getting it out there.
I think I mentioned last week that we added Twitch as one of our feeds. I don't know how that works. I'm going to pull it up while we're sitting here and just to see if we're actually on Twitch. Maybe some of you have come through Twitch. I see Facebook and YouTube is people in the room. So maybe not. Let's see. I got no internet right now. Okay, because I'm directly plugged in, so I can't do it. So anyhow, if I got to check it, I got to see if the Twitch thing. It says it's on the air on Twitch as well. I just haven't seen any sign that we actually are live on Twitch since we started.
What is that? A news site or something?
It's one of these other social media sites that everybody goes to where you can stream live content like this.
Okay.
So that way, when we do the show, we're going to Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and any other channel that we can get on. But
But
I'm
you
trying
can
to figure this
check
out.
it once we're off, right?
Well, see, the problem is once we get off, there's no sign that it's there. Yes, because I'll be off the air. And every time I go and look at the page where we are, there's nothing there. And I'm thinking, I know it's supposed to be sending to Twitch.
Okay.
Anyhow.
I thought you could go once we were off. You could go back to Twitch and pull it up and see if they recorded us or if we had anything on there.
Plot twist Jones saying he had a dark match, and this is a Brad Maddox again. He had a dark match and then he had a promo. He called the fans pricks. I know he was going to be fired, but I didn't expect it to be that same night. I guess he got fired that night after delivering the promo.
It's real simple. Didn't nobody tell him to go out there and say that. So, like I said, a lot of people, they get mad and stuff when they get fired and stuff for saying stuff. You got to understand, I understood this part. Vince McMahon has $1 billion operation going here. One word can cause everything to collapse. So you got to be careful. The man's got to be, watch out who he's got to be able to trust people when you walk out there on that live TV with a microphone in your hand.
Yeah, because that's a lot of money he can lose real fast. Real fast.
Especially when you don't know that they're going to say that there's no writers write that come out of his own mouth. So you're not expecting it because it wasn't written.
And I would imagine that Vince McMahon was very strict when it came to word for word of these promos.
Of course.
May not be that way now, but that time you said what was on the script and you didn't go outside of that script without approval first.
Right. And that's the way it was. Exactly. That's how it was. So you knew better.
Teddy, where are you going to be? Anywhere you're going to be heading to recently or coming up?
No, I'm going to take it easy. I had a great Thanksgiving. Had a chance to go spend the Thanksgiving week with Denise. Had a lot. God, man, I'm working out. I'm doubling up my cardio a little bit because I'm still working off Thanksgiving. But I had some great food and everything, man. Had a great time with her and the family. That's about. I'm probably going to go back up for the Christmas, and then I'm going to come back home and spend a little time with Rufus.
Yeah, you're going to gain 30, 40 pounds before this holiday season's over with.
No.
All right, we're out of here. We come back. Of course, we're live every Thursday night, 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, right here on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch, and wherever else we may pop up if we actually are there. I'm still trying to get there. So anyhow, we're out of here. We'll see you again next Thursday night, same time, same place. I'm Mac Davis, and that is WWE Hall of Famer, Mr. Teddy Long.
Holla, players.